The United States will host a summit with Australia, India and Japan next week. It will be the first in-person meeting of the Quad leaders and comes in the face of an increasingly assertive China. Beijing has already taken aim at the group. It says regional cooperation should not be at the expense of a third party.
搞封闭、排他、针对他国的小圈子，违背时代潮流，与地区国家的愿望背道而驰。 不得人心，也没有出路。
Kate Fisher joins us live from the US Capitol. Kate, China-related issues and COVID-19 will likely top the Quad's agenda.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in March, when these leaders last met, albeit virtually, this will be the first in-person meeting for them later this month. They made a pledge to find mutual strategic cooperation in COVID-19 and combating China. Also, climate change will be on the agenda. The White House says it's hoping to get decisive commitments on what it calls COVID-19 vaccine diplomacy and infrastructure. And by that, that is part of the way that they want to see these countries come together to try to combat the rise of China. The White House talking about ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific region in the face of China's rising assertiveness. And this idea of infrastructure, I think, goes back to something that President Biden was talking to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson about, an idea of trying to get democratic countries to band together to come up with a rival initiative to China's Belt and Road. It's a way of the rest of the world trying to do something to rival what China's doing there with its infrastructure. So all that will be on the table.
And the meeting is also key for the US to repair and renew alliances.
Absolutely. In the wake of that chaotic withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan, the kind of reputation of America as this country that will come and help you in your hour of need has really suffered. And there's a real concern that Joe Biden's promise that America was back on the world stage isn't actually going to be the case. And the US knows that it needs to reassure its allies that it is there for them. And also one of the reasons that Joe Biden has stated for the need to leave Afghanistan and leave bring American troops home is that he does no longer want to spend America's resources on these big foreign wars. He says it's far more important that they focus on things like China's rise in assertiveness and kind of regrouping and changing US foreign policy to target countries like China and Russia and not spending all their resources and money on these foreign wars. So, yes, it's a very important meeting in the wake of the end of the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, many thanks for getting us up to speed. Kate Fisher in Washington, D.C.